ETH deposits are coming soon.
Well,
they've
that's been coming soon since
as
the
long
day
as you
one.
got me on the.
Seriously, the first time I signed up for this, that was coming soon. You know, back in the Betazilla collector NFT would dropped back in like May of last year. It was coming soon.
Is that where Not Young Hollywood got it from? Was that the origin?
Coming soon?
Coming soon.
I don't know. It's been coming soon for a year and a half.
Papa's popping and locking. Magnum scrutinizing. Papa Max Podcast.
This week's episode is brought to you by Fuse Wars, the perfect project for both gamers and non-gamers. Gamers will enjoy the competitive gameplay and future ability to earn T-verse tokens by simply playing an awesome game. Non-gamers will enjoy the ease of lending their NFTs to gamers and earning a portion of the T-verse tokens that gamers earn as they play. Join the Symbiote creative team as they start the process of changing the way the game is played.
This week's episode is brought to you by Sizzle Popcorn. Visit them at sizzlepopcorn.com and grab some popcorn in your choice of flavor. Lightly salted, cheddar, maple syrup, salt and vinegar, Mexican chili, and even ketchup? Is that serious? The perfect snack for gamers, streamers, and everyone earning our play at rewarded.tv. Also take a look on datadrop.com to find their NFTs.
Papa Max, yeah. Papa Max. Papa Max Podcast. Papa Max Podcast.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Papa Mag's Pine. All right, bad. Hey everyone, and welcome back to episode 27 of Papa Mag's Pinecast. Mags, we are up to 178 days since we've been told we can take our NFTs off a Theta Drop. And I'm thinking at this point, we must be up to 28 days since we actually were able to move a couple of them.
Has it been that long since that test?
I guess we need to get an official count on that, but it feels like it's been a long time.
We're definitely in the range.
Yeah.
I mean, the numbers are going up so much, I don't even know anymore.
I think it's actually been a few calendar weeks since we were able to move our Theta Beast off of Theta Drop.
Yeah. I'll wait. But, I moved my Theta from my wallet back to Theta Drop only to not be able to do anything with it.
Oh, are you talking about the challenge that came up the other day?
Yeah.
So I think that we found T-Drop's utility. It's in an ice shard. So hey.
It seems like it has a lot to do. It's like they're taking a page out of the Creators Club with this utility.
Yeah,
they're just making more stuff and putting it out there, but there's
well,
no direction.
You know what? That kind of, I mean, in the case of T-Drop, I feel like it is actual utility on the site because there is a benefit being given just for owning it. I'm not so sure about Creator Club because dropping more cartridges doesn't exactly help a cartridge owner.
How? But yeah, no, agreed. I guess, but the point is, Creators Club is live. Theta Drop is in beta. So I feel like I don't know the numbers. They don't tell me, but I think you made a comment. I think because the market's going down, I think a lot less people are using Theta Drop right now.
Oh, dude.
Right or wrong?
Yeah, correct. Absolutely.
Okay. And is the best way to get people back or new people in is to figure out, well, how do I get this T-Drop in the first place? And now I got to get on here to get access to this stuff, but then I can send it back to my wallet. Now I got to send it back. This is getting very confusing very fast.
Well,
do
listen.
You want a platform everyone can use, or do you want a platform that you just make so it's freaking labyrinth, bro? And there's no point. There's no point other than to make it harder and to give people benefits because they have this coin.
Hey, listen, you don't need to have the coin to use the system. right? It's
But you
just
needed to claim that challenge.
you do need it to
Which
claim the challenge, but that's
right.
that's not necessary to get onto Theta Drop. So I don't think that they're doing these challenges to get new people onto Theta Drop. If that's what they're doing to get them on, then that's not going to work.
Well, but I think the challenge is in having stuff, not having coins now. Now you're going to check how much Bitcoin I have, and okay, that's going to be a challenge. Because BTC and ETH deposits are coming soon.
Well,
They've been
that's been
coming
coming
soon
soon since the
as long
day
as you got me
one.
on the
Seriously, the first time I signed up for this, that was coming soon. Back when the original Zilla collector NFT would dropped back in like May of last year. It was coming soon.
Is that where Not Young Hollywood got it from? Was that the origin?
Coming soon?
Coming soon.
I don't know. It's been coming soon for a year and a half. Yeah.
That's the OG.
That is the OG Theta Drop coming soon for sure.
Never forget.
No, and we got ones that are catching up to it too. I think is one championship. Is that still coming soon? That was for a while. What about Party Poker? That one, if you actually go to the drops, it says coming soon, but it also says previous drop on it. So that's a little confusing.
Well, yeah, but I think the Katy Perry one's like that too.
Well, Katy Perry actually had a previous drop. So that one can be coming soon and previous drop, but Party Poker, if there was a previous drop for Party Poker, I missed it.
So there's been no Party Poker drop?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay.
But I could have missed it. But yeah, no, we got some ice shards. Not exactly sure what they'll do, but I have one, so we'll see what happens. How were you able to get one?
No, and I think I sold my Theta-Zillas, not Theta-Zilla Club, but my Theta-Zillas on because I'm
Your
like
collectors, yeah.
We're gonna be playing this game. Magnum's not gonna play that game. So I'll
you
just
got different games you play.
I just like to play straightforward. They're playing this.
No bells and whistles for Mags.
Shards.
All right. Well, what about the Punks challenge? That one dropped today. The Punks collaboration.
I liked it so much I did it twice.
Oh, really? Okay. So you had 8 Punks.
I had 8 Punks.
Nice. Now, did you qualify for the other one that gave you silver status?
I don't know anything about that.
That was the other Punk challenge. There was 2 Punk challenges today.
No, so I messaged you thinking I made a mistake, but turns out I made a genius move. I had a alligator. Gator.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
I sold for $1.20 and I got paid in T fuel, believe it or not.
Ooh.
Because I don't have the benefit of T fuel only.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I don't like to see my sales drop in value, I guess. So call me old fashioned. But yeah, I sold that, and then I realized. Then I found out there was a challenge, and then I was like, "Oh, I made a big mistake." And then turns out you needed 4 of them, and then the floor on the developer
web developer
was like over $2,000.
Whoa!
It went from like $2,000 to $3,000, and there was 4 of them. Then there was 3 of them on the market, and then bottom line, and not because Stone Cold said so, is there was only 3 of them you could claim.
Right? Yeah.
So could you imagine spending?
Oh man!
You could have just bought the silver status yourself.
Oh yeah. No, here we're doing this for the community, but you're too late, and it probably only took 1 second for it to max out. Yeah, that would have been a tough pill to swallow.
But obviously, I wasn't that attentive today, as we've had discussions. But I feel like I would have heard some complaining about that, but I didn't.
Yeah, I haven't really been looking. I'm sure there's people complaining about something somewhere, but that's. But I did grab my DataCon SPS badge though, so that was nice from the challenge. Mm-hmm. And now I have a few of them because I believe it's the same one that's on Open Theta, right? Looks the same.
It looks the same.
I
Yeah.
didn't inspect it close enough, but on first glance, I thought it looked exactly the same.
Did you check out the metadata, Sheriff?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. That's very unlike you, because you live and die by that metadata.
Well, metadata makes it everything black and white, dude. So it is what it is. The pig Viking is still not a pig.
But the pig Viking will soon be in the pig's room.
Correct, but not
We,
because
we
of him. I understand.
oh, he's not going to see it that way. I don't.
Well,
We can talk about that after.
well, listen, man. There was a few cans open today. I'm not sure if you noticed.
Yeah, I noticed.
Did you open any of them?
I did. So
Bro, you must have opened some straight fire. There was some straight fire pines open today.
no,
Had to have been you.
no fire. Yeah, I was the Charlie Brown of these can opening escapades today. I got a Floor City, and your boy T News, Theta News, friend of the Pinecast.
Yeah.
He just what would they say in that video game? Running rampant. He just was unstoppable.
Yeah, he was dodging floors. For sure.
He says,
like,
"Mag, you take it."
Yeah. Oh wait. Let me wait. All right, Mags. Okay, Mags open 3. All right, we're safe. I can rip a couple open here.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that one that he opened with the T Fuel Staker and the Theta blindfold and the T Fuel hat and the banana pin. I know you had your eyes on that one since before
it was open.
Anyone knew about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we go into that now?
So
or
yeah, let's we had a Q&A on Friday with Catch and Mac and Rare Robot. So I hope everyone was able to catch that. But there was quite a bit that was discussed. And let's just skip ahead to this part because, I know that you found that pinin before anyone even knew it was in a can. And you showed it to me and you loved it.
There's some other nice ones too, but that's one of my favorite non-customs.
So Mac gave us a little preview of things, but I feel like you are the resident specialist on this at this point.
Well, I mean, I'd like to, if you don't mind, I'd like to kind of explain what
this is what the audience wants. The
All
10s
right.
and 10s are dying to hear it right now.
Right. I could just hear all those X's out of this podcast episode.
Well, I can also hear Chief sharpening his pencil and getting a pad of paper out.
Okay. So what happened was me and you, we talked about something, and Theta Drop has done a terrible job in protecting this. So basically, we can't tell what's in a can, but if you have time and effort and no life, you can figure out all the remaining pines left over. But there's a little, it's not cut and dry. So believe it or not, Popper, this kind of started with you, where you plugged a number in, and you're like, oh, look at you, we can see the pines, we can just put these numbers in. But then when you ran Popper and you ran Magnum, two separate pines. So
right, Popper. When I ran Popper, it came up with it was a clause. It was a decent pine, but when I ran the number, it wasn't Popper. It was like a clause guy.
Yeah, and I think this actually, believe it or not, got discovered early on, which I noticed after the fact, actually the other day. So if I typed zombie, because I don't know if you know, I really want a zombie in the worst way.
I did not know that. No.
I don't know if Rare knows that either.
A Bond zombie?
Yeah, maybe a Bond torso, T-Fuel pin.
Guardian.
Anyway, Guardian, or, some kind of staker. But here's the deal. So we know that the first 1 to 200 cans are reserved for the SPS team and Theta Drop, and giveaways.
And those aren't even packed yet, for the most part.
There's about 111, I think, that haven't even been minted yet, and there's 3 that haven't been, 3 cans that have been minted in that number that haven't been opened, and one of them is Michelle
Right.
White Dove.
Yep.
But she already knew that because psychic connection.
But
Okay.
bum.
All right. So there's 111 more that can be canned. That being said, when I did this, so what I did was I went from 201 to 8,888, and this turns out to be batch 1. So most pineapples are from the batch 1 generative, and there is going to be a number for every single one in batch 1 from 201 to 8,888.
Right.
And so what I did was I went through everything that wasn't minted. So I put up shout out to VMUC and Theta Drop Rarity. I went there and I basically just pulled the deltas of numbers that haven't been opened and would plug those numbers
by edition number. You're talking
by edition number, right?
Yep.
And so I just do that. And any like really nice ones, I would save on my computer because I wanted to know what it looked like. Okay. and so you've seen I've saved a bunch of them, and I've sent you some like screenshots.
Yeah. Yep.
Now the weird part is, so in batch 1, which is the main batch, there's no customs. There's not a single custom in batch 1.
Right.
And you might say, Mags, how do you know what's batch 1? And so there's 4 batches. There's let's call them 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Batch 1 is just, they must have just did 8,688 pineapples.
It's just the original generatives.
The original generative. Okay. Yeah. Then what happened was there is batch 2. Now what I discovered is batch 2 is pineapples in the 888, the 888 drop. Okay.
Okay. And like customs from the 888?
There's customs in there. So that was made it easier. So if you know something was, and you'd
like
have to
Magnum.
look out. Yeah, like Magnum, exactly. So I discovered Magnum was in 2, and basically I discovered there was a couple more because Popper turns out he's in batch 4 or batch 3. So there's a batch 3 and there's a batch 4. And so after pulling, and I kind of discovered, even though we kind of talked about this, I kind of just, after I did the first batch 1, which was super exhausting, took me a long time to do, I was like, where the heck are the customs? So then I realized, hey, we have customs. Let's play around with them. And then I noticed there was other batches. Now I would plug numbers in and nothing would come up, which makes sense because. So right. Here's the other deal too. Let me just, even though I kind of didn't explain this is what I learned afterwards. Any batch number 1, 2, 3, or 4, everyone's going to have something in batch 1, but they're not always going to have something in 2, 3, 4. Right. But the key is, if it's in batch 2, then 2 supersedes batch 1. If it's in batch 3 supersedes that. And if it's batch 4 supersedes those numbers.
Right.
And actually, some of them actually move over from 3 to 4 as the same. So Alf, I call him a friend of the Pinecast. I was talking with Mr. Alf. Everyone knows Alf, right? Hut. And I was at work and we were chatting about something, and I showed him a picture of a zombie. So there's an amount of zombies left, and they're only in batch 1. And I showed him one, and he said, Magnum, that's not real. And I go, yeah, it is. He goes, no, because the earring looks weird. I go, well, look at the Zombie King. His earring he has double pineapple earrings. They look weird too. It's like hanging off. I think it had to do with the way it was generated, and that the brain shape is smaller than the regular pine or whatever. And so it looks like it's hanging off there almost, which I don't care about. So anyways, he didn't believe me, and I was like, yeah, man. And so at this point, I already did some snooping, and I still didn't have it, but I knew what the answer was. The answer was I had to go through all the deltas again in batch 3, in batch 4, and then batch 2 to figure out what's remaining. Okay. So basically anything I pulled in batch 1, I know this is going to be so confusing. So just let me go back real quick. I noticed in batch 1 there was a lot more Tiger blindfolds, American blindfolds, blue blindfolds than you would imagine. Now, Popper, I don't know if you remember, there is one American flag blindfold,
Yeah.
and it's like there's like a knot almost in it. It's not like a straight
Yeah, there's two
blind.
different kinds. Yeah.
Right. Well, there's only one of that. Okay. When I was doing my search, there is more of those. And then so I was like, oh man, there's going to be all these extra American blindfolds. But that's not the case because it got me curious, and all like the really good generative pineapples, not in the 200 obviously, but all the good generative ones, a lot of times they'll have like theta or T fuel attributes or some like really nice rare attributes. What happened was I'd run some of mine. I have a couple decent ones, and in batch 1, and it shows Tiger blindfold, and I was like, oh crap, my Guardian or a T fuel pin was originally a Tiger, had a Tiger blindfold. So then I realized that for whatever reason they dumped the Tiger blindfold and they replaced it with some other like really nice ones. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Basically, what I'm gathering is that you should have started with batch 4 and worked your way backwards because
No.
batch
Oh.
4 is final.
Batch 4 is final, but what happened was,
But not everything is in batch 4.
well, not yeah. There's only a few things. It's batch 4 and batch 3 are a lot smaller, and the batch 1 is by far the most gigantic one. Batch 1. But what had me curious was after I went through this and saw them, and I ran the numbers of these really good looking pines in like, that are great ranks, and I was like, they don't show up. They show up as Tiger blindfold or blue blindfold or red-headed
Gotcha.
octopus.
Yep.
And then what I found out was, so it was actually crucial that I looked at batch 1 first, because what my curiosity also was like, where the heck are the customs? There's not a single one in here. I don't know what the heck's going on. So then that prompted me to go through. So I was telling Alf, and I was showing him some things, and then he goes, shoot, I want to see these. So me and Alf decided to split up batch 3. We split up batch 3. He went from the bottom to 4,444, and I went from the top down. And then any good looking one or custom, we shared with each other to show that. And a lot of those were the ones that were replaced from batch 1, if that makes sense.
They replaced ones in batch 1. Yeah.
So anything in batch 3 and batch 4, if there's a number for it in those, it's going to supersede batch 1. So they kind of like did, I don't know, like a rarity control almost of that stuff, if that makes sense. Like,
well, it's like they added in custom generatives, basically, right?
Yeah.
In some instances, yeah.
Right, because there's a Theta Guardian that we found, astronaut T-fuel hat, and it had something else. It was really amazing. Oh, I think it had a No Mercy. It looked amazing.
So maybe batch 5 will be a zombie Bond T-fuel pin Guardian.
I think the only chance I have of getting that is if it comes from the 200. But I would really cherish that. Zombie. So basically me and Alf went through all them, and there's a lot of no hits because there's not a lot in these other batches.
Right. Yeah.
So then what happened was, then I told them, let's go to the 888 batch. So we basically pulled all the customs out of batch 3, 4, and 2, and all the good generatives out from that. But a lot of the stuff that came up in batch 1, we know got superseded, because you could see the one in batch 1 that I saved, and I would plug that number in, and then it was something like I'm saying, like a Guardian or T-fuel pin or something like that. Because also real quick, there in batch 1 there is no T-fuel glasses, T-fuel pin, black theta blindfold, black theta blindfold, T-fuel blindfold, T-fuel hat. So there's a lot of rare stuff that we like. They're not even in batch one because
That makes a lot of sense, because normally when you see those attributes, they're like very well put together pines for the most part. You know what I mean? They look designed.
right, and that's kind of what got me to looking at the ones that were already minted to see what they were, since I knew stuff was getting superseded by the customs just in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm
So
assuming that the T Fuel hat with the Theta blindfold and the banana pen and the T Fuel staker that was minted tonight, almost by you, but not quite.
one off, one off.
That that must have been batch 3 or 4.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. It definitely wasn't batch two, but yeah, so batch definitely. So something like that one that was minted, that's batch 3 or 4. And then also another couple weird thing is, and I haven't checked all of them because it would take forever, but you know, when we talk about hair attributes or hair head attributes for the
Yep.
pineapples, and this is man, everyone's already shut this off. I know they have, but gray messy hair. It's on the more uncommon side of hair hat. I think there's like a
Yeah.
hundred
Yeah.
something of them or whatever, or it's there's a lot more of the other stuff, and then there's a lot rarer stuff than that. It's like almost it's like uncommon almost that hair type. Now, all the hair, and I pulled a good sample, but every gray messy hair, because what happened was when I was doing batch 3 and 4, I was discovering a lot of gray messy hairs,
Okay.
like
So
proportionate.
they were all special.
Well, not all of them. I mean, so, but the funny thing is, I ran them against batch 1, and basically, gray messy hairs were superseded by gray messy hairs.
By different types of gray messy hairs.
Right, and for the
Interesting.
most part, they got a little bit better. Not all of them, but yeah, some of those gray messy hairs for whatever reason. And I would love to get the story also on the issue with the not the tri-beam laser, but the shoulder laser issue.
Okay.
How the shoulder, the shoulder laser looks like the tri-beam. I know James has already said
Yeah.
that it's a tri-beam, so it was coded wrong. But I just wondered what happened with that.
Interesting.
So
well, was there anything else from the Q&A that struck you?
Man, dude, there was a lot in the Q&A. Well, I was Can I talk about my biggest disappointment from the Q&A?
Yeah, I would love that.
So actually, and he James took a lot of the questions from there, and I inquired about this guy who's got the green skull pineapple with the red shirt and the T-fuel in the hair.
Oh, I thought somebody humble put that question in. I that's what I was
They did.
Oh.
Yeah, no, somebody humble did put it in.
Oh.
And from what I heard, and that's why I was eager to hear this answer. And James made some comment about, because basically he didn't say that it was anything different. He said T-fuel floaters float or something like that, right?
No, he said it's up in the hair.
It's up in the hair.
Yeah.
But I felt like, man, if the owner of that pineapple can contact me, I'll try my best to try to get more clarity on the situation.
I'm pretty sure I was the one that said T-fuel floaters float, but that's a story for a different day.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I thought the Q&A was well. He talked about how the pine community taking the identities of the pines to the next level was one of his greatest satisfactions. And I agree. It's one of those things where it's like, it's you see people as their pines. It's crazy, right? Pop and Max.
Yeah.
Like it's we're kind of running into a little bit of issues with that in a different way now, because it's like, with doing this, like it's Pop and Mags. It's not me and you. It's Pop and Mags doing this.
Right. Who else would be?
Yeah, I wouldn't do this. He was talking about building and continuing to move forward, and I know that Ketch and Mac teased that they did see a piece of part of the grove. Yeah, and I thought it was cool that they mentioned being able to buy land in the Grove.
Yep.
So that should be neat to see what that entails. And then he brought up
I hope I don't get a lot next to Baller. Not just kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Love you, Baller.
Absolutely. Yes. And he brought up gameplay and streaming live events, which would be pretty cool as well in there. So
Yeah.
So we'll see. I know one thing I think that I learned from this is that Ketch's favorite football team is the Chiefs.
Ooh.
Do you remember that?
No.
Come on, man. He tried to say chef like 5 times and kept saying chief.
Oh, is that why?
What do you mean?
Was that intentional, you're saying?
No. They kept asking about the chef pine if it was Anthony Bourdain was the guy that was behind it.
Right.
But he kept saying the Chiefs. He said it like 5 times.
Yeah, it was good.
And then Mac, he of course he keeps it in. I think he did the editing.
Oh, another pine minted Joker, a Joker pine.
All right,
Sorry.
Get off of there.
All right, sorry, it wasn't me. I think it was T News.
Shocking that it wasn't a custom.
No, nope, it was not.
Yeah, no. But speaking of Chiefs, Chief is still making some big splashes. I remember earlier yeah, newsflash. I remember earlier this week he was talking about having to sell body parts. So I'm not sure which pieces he's losing, but they are valuable. I'll tell you. I'll tell you that much. He bought that Guardian from Will One. Did you see that thing? Woof.
Oh yeah, American.
I think
flag.
That's probably my favorite Guardian that I've seen.
Really?
That one's
over both of mine.
Not over your zombie Bond Guardian, but over your other two, yeah.
Right. So not over my imaginary.
But then he also snagged the Golden Skull tonight too from your boy T News, dodging floors.
Dodging floors and Magnum running into doors. One other thing, man, I'm so sorry, everyone. This is going to be like the worst episode ever.
I tried to get him off it, guys, but he keeps going back.
You got to go back to go forward,
Would you watch Happy Feet recently?
No, I've never seen that. I've seen the Jim Carrey movie with the penguins, but I don't know Happy Feet. But I think it involves penguins.
It does.
Okay. Batman Returns, not my favorite. Anyways, so I wanted to address this too, as we just talked about customs and Alf and Magnum's joint investigation into what's left. And there are pineapples, and so maybe James or the Catch or the SPS team. I still have some, and I think it opened more questions to me. What me and Alf discovered is, by going through all 4 batches, unless there's like a 5th batch, like you were suggesting, there's customs that were shown in advertising previously that don't exist anymore. They're not in any of the cans.
Well, so they could be in the 1 to 200.
They could be, but I'm gonna give you a better example of what we think happened. The P. Barker, the Travis Barker pineapple.
Yeah.
Okay. There was another pine that looked just like that, but it wasn't a drummer, and it had like a jumpsuit on or something. But it looks the exact same hair, same earring. I think it was replaced out. Also, there's that zombie custom. I don't think that zombie custom exists. I think it was turned into the Vlad, the blue skull, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But then I guess then the upsetting thing is that, like you see that quad thing when you go in to like buy an SPS thing or look in.
Yeah.
There's a king with a toothpick.
Yep.
It's not in there. So the king's not in there. We couldn't find the Darth Pine goo in there.
Oh.
So could it be? Oh, and then also too, I don't know if you remember when poetry contest because I wasn't even involved in that
Yeah,
SP
I didn't.
stuff.
Yeah,
But
I'm
there
not a
was
poet.
so I didn't know it. There
Now you
was
do.
now I do. There was a pineapple there was a painter pineapple. Have you seen him or images?
Mm,
He's got like
y-
a crazy mustache
okay, yeah.
and he's got paint all over his body. He doesn't have a shirt and he has the paint and he has the painter's cap. It reminded me of some show. I don't know if it was on the History Channel or something. And that one didn't show up. And then also back to the poetry contest, there was two with the V for Vendetta, Guy Fawkes
Yep.
mask. One had like a book or a tome, you might say, and
Mm,
then the other, I believe, had paint, and those don't exist. So I think what happened was those became that one that was minted without the guy without the tie with the middle fingers up.
interesting.
So basically, things we thought exist aren't. I mean, they could exist if they're in the 1 through 200, but we're not going to find them.
They're not in the wild.
They're not in the wild. There's definitely customs left in the wild,
Mm,
but those ones that I've mentioned, there might be some others. They don't exist in
okay.
batch 1 through 4. So
Interesting.
breaking news.
Interesting.
And I swear that's all I'm going to say about the matter, because
This
everyone's
week, anyway.
already turned this off. Right.
So I noticed something this week. Actually, I noticed it a while back, but then somebody else on Twitter mentioned it this week. They were trying to sell the golden poker chip because the point of redemption is coming up. And for some reason, I'm pretty sure in the details, it used to say that you had to redeem these things by December 1st of this year. I mean, I swear that I saw that somewhere, but now if you look, it doesn't mention it anywhere. So I'm curious if something changed, if that is still the redemption date. I mean, it'd be kind of strange to change that and not say anything, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you lost me on the poker stuff. I haven't gotten any of that, but
Yeah, but you know what the golden poker chip is. You've seen that.
I've seen it. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
So
just curious, like if somebody can help us out here or help me out because I got one. Do I need to redeem this thing by 12/1 because it doesn't say anywhere. I can't find anywhere that it needs to be redeemed by December 1st anymore.
I think you need that in the BitBoy meet and greet to activate it.
I'm not going to make it. Maybe I should send my golden poker chip to Zilla Club. I think he's got that one.
He definitely does.
Yeah. Yeah, BitBoy's here saving the world, but your NFT for the meetup, no good. Here's a free nipple inception for you.
Yeah.
Uh,
But there's some people that are big into the poker stuff on there.
yeah.
Maybe they can
Oh,
figure that out.
absolutely. Well, yeah, no, it would just be nice to know, if this thing has a redemption end date that was on there and it's no longer on there, is it still the end date? Because that would be a big blunder to miss this redemption date, and now all of a sudden you just got basically a worthless NFT left over,
Right.
But
Yeah.
hey, what do I know?
Not much.
Not
A
that.
little more than me though.
Yeah, but it's still not that. So we obviously got Thanksgiving coming up this week, man. Makes me
I
wonder.
was hoping you were going to have something. Are we going food hot takes?
Well, I'm just curious, man. What's your go-to for Thanksgiving?
Oh my god, I didn't even think this was what the food hot take was going to be, but tis the season, American Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I like making almost like a pilgrim sandwich. So
Okay.
you got a nice roll, like a really nice Italian roll, and then there's going to be, I don't know the order, I got to think, but there's going to be mashed potatoes with gravy, cranberry sauce. There's going to be broccoli casserole. There's going to be turkey, ham, all in this like little bun. It's you know it's I don't
Stuffing.
know. Yeah. Oh, stuffing, of course.
Yeah.
It's like was it it was like in Friends. It was like the moist maker. Do you remember that?
No, not really. I'm not a big, this whole Thanksgiving sandwich, I don't know. It doesn't it's
No.
not my cup of tea. No, I'm definitely not throwing cranberry sauce on it.
Well, it's like the one in the can, like the gelled one.
Yeah, of course. That's the one I like too. I don't like the one with the
That
berries.
oh, trash.
Yeah. I mean, I've spit that out more than
Sorry,
once.
chef.
I'm not sorry. That stuff can just go right in the garbage for all I care.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's been known because they look the same to get
Yes,
the
and
wrong
I've
one.
gotten fooled. Yes. And then all of a sudden it gets in your mouth and you're just like, that's got to go.
Yep.
That's got to
Ugh.
go. No, no good. And it's even worse when you accidentally buy it. I've had
Oh,
that happen before.
what's your
But
go-to?
I mean, I'm just curious what your take is on turkey, I guess. Are you a turkey fan?
Yeah,
You
it's
are.
like me.
Huh?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be?
I'm just curious. I'm like I like turkey sandwiches. I do. Like deli meat turkey, but like turkey, I don't know. But cooking it in the oven, like just not a huge fan. Although there is a farm nearby where I live here, and you can get a fresh turkey for like what it costs to buy one of these pines that Chief is buying this week. I just did it the opposite. I just did it the opposite that Catch did. um, but yeah, I mean, if you want to pay like $120 for a tiny turkey, which we did one year to support the local farm, but it was amazing. The turkey, it was all moist. It was delicious, but I'm just not doing that every year. The
Wait, so
average,
you're killing this turkey?
say that again?
You're killing the turkey?
No, I don't kill it. But it's fresh. It's like freshly killed at the farm, like the day or two before.
Okay.
Like you can see them outside right now if you went up there.
I'll take your word for that.
But dude, it's just way better than one of those frozen butterballs. Those things, I mean, I'm just not a fan. Like I would skip it. I mean, it's great for the stuffing. I'm a huge stuffing fan. I love it. Got to have the sage sausage in there. But yeah, the turkey, I'm just not a huge fan.
What if I left one important crucial thing out of my sandwich? I don't know if this is going to change your mind. So we got this huge.
Mayonnaise?
No, but that's an idea. But
A bad
also,
one.
what's the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows also on there? It's amazing how this thing it
Okay.
defies physics assembling this thing and keeping it going. It's amazing.
I mean, I like all the ingredients you're throwing on there, but I'm not making a sandwich out of it. We make this terrific corn casserole with like corn and cheese. It's like cheesy corn. It's amazing. Yeah, definitely mashed potatoes and gravy. Definitely stuffing. What else we got? My family brings up a lasagna. Got some.
Oh, we do that too. Yeah.
Do you?
Yes. So ham, turkey, lasagna. That's like the main. That's the main.
Yeah, I mean, so if we make turkey and they're bringing lasagna, guess what? I'm gonna have like all the turkey left over because no one's gonna eat it. Like no one eats the turkey. They just want the stuffing baked in the turkey.
You can buy a smaller turkey.
Yeah, and then you can only put a little bit of stuffing in the turkey. That's the problem. The problem is
Wait, you're putting stuffing in the turkey?
Oh my goodness, dude. Are you American?
Yes.
Okay, Americans stuff their turkey.
In the stuffing bowl.
Come on. You stuff the turkey, dude.
I don't do anything.
You're going to have to get slapped. You've never stuffed a turkey?
I got nothing to say about that.
Wow. All right. Yeah, no. where I grow up and everywhere else in America, they stuff turkeys with the stuffing. That's why it's called
I don't.
stuffing, because you're stuffing it in the turkey.
There might be something in there, but I'm not. I'm getting it from the other area. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know how it
You like the
works.
dried out stuffing, apparently.
Yeah.
You like it dried out?
Well, I'm putting gravy on there,
Oh,
cranberry sauce.
You don't need gravy on the stuffing.
I'm gonna
If
send
you
you
do
a
it the right
picture.
way.
I'm
I
gonna
don't need
send
a
you some
picture.
pictures of my sandwich.
No, I don't need pictures of your sandwich. Used to go to lunch with a guy and he'd get the Thanksgiving sandwich like a couple times a year. It's like, dude, that's why? But
Oh my
Toasties.
god!
You ever been to Toasties?
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. Well, they had Thanksgiving sandwiches there year round.
Oh my god! We got to bring up this food sandwich story again because I don't want to tell it now, but we
All right.
should just return to this.
Pencil it in.
Pencil it in. You do that because I'll lose it.
All right. We'll do.
Oh.
All right, man. Well,
I loved it. I'd love to know what everyone else takes. Maybe we should put some polls out.
yeah. And I'm just curious, like, is turkey, like, do people just eat turkey because it's Thanksgiving? Like, do they like it? Because I'll tell you what, like, if I'm eating it, it's got to be smothered with gravy. And then it's good, but it's got to be smothered for sure.
It's got to be Schmuckers, I think, is the slogan.
If it's not with a name like Schmuckers, it's got to be good.
Oh, God. This is going to be our worst one yet.
We can always do worse.
That's true. That's high praise.
All right, guys. Well, hey, listen, I hope everyone has a safe and healthy Thanksgiving, even to our European and other non-U.S. continental pine friends. Enjoy your family. Enjoy what you got. It's the season of thanks over here. So I'm thankful for all you guys. I'm thankful for the friends that we've made and the tens and tens out there that listen to us banter back and forth and listen to Mags talk about his deep dive into pineapples.
I said sorry.
Oh, is that an official apology?
That's an official apology.
All right. That's what we do here.
I think 3s and 3s will find that informative.
Okay. I'm sure they will. I found it informative when you told me about it and showed me the pictures of all these things. So it's definitely pretty cool. And I know that there's other drops out there where you can do something similar. Hint, hint.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, pleasure as always. Hope you have a great
The pleasure is always yours.
It normally is. I don't disagree with that. But all right, man, have a great one, and we'll see you on episode 28. And I'm doubting by that time we'll have our NFTs off the Theta Drop. But hey, we'll see.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Adios.
Amigos.
Ciao.
You have been listening to the Pops and Mags Pinecast. Music provided by Sushi Cat. Like what you hear? Send that cat a treat at feedthecat.theta. Pops and Mags is a scumbag hat production in association with Kyle's Hot Tub.